Xlirt Podcast. I know. You guys are like, hey, Xlirt, where's the podcast at? I love the podcast. Why don't you do the podcast? Yeah. I was literally just talking to my friend. Not literally. I gotta stop saying literally. I was talking to my friend last night about, the war in Ukraine and stuff. I don't even know much about it. But, the things we said and the content we got out there could have been a podcast. We finished that conversation off with, damn, this could have been on the Xlirt Podcast. I need to do this with somebody because then I'll get way more, content out there. Because my dumbass could definitely speak for, an hour about things that literally don't matter at all and have no substance or anything. But, why would you watch that? You know what I mean? Yo, to the people that watch my videos, let's get on the Discord call or some shit and just talk about whatever's on my list right now. Or just whatever. Whatever, bro. I'll be watching, the most boring podcasts just because I like the person who's, hosting or talking it. I watch Young Dawn. I shouldn't even shout out people, but I watch Young Dawn and the Sauce Gods podcast, and it's not to say he's boring, but I like Young Dawn, so I'm just gonna listen to whatever the fuck he says, no matter how, boring it is. You think I care about your fucking family, dude? I went to New Orleans. It is hot over there, bro. It's crazy. I'm not right next to New Orleans. I don't live right next to New Orleans, but I'm in America, right? So it's kind of weird how the sun works. Cause it makes you think this world is really huge, but it's small at the same time. They say it's a small world because it could be a state away from you that but at the same time you can go 3,000 miles away under you at the bottom of the country and it could be burning hot, and then when you come back over here it's fucking snowing again. Where's the groundhog at, bro? Louisiana is an old state. For some reason, it may be floods or something. They got a problem with hurricanes, but there's no 2-story buildings there. Houses, no 2-story houses. And we've been in a couple of houses. There are absolutely no 2-story houses in Louisiana. Plus, it's just old. It feels old. They still use cricket over there, bro. Do you know what Cox? Do you know what Cox COX cable is? I don't either, but that's the number one choice of cable down there. And just the fact that it's niggas are still rocking cable down. Oh, also one more thing. I don't even want to talk about the trip anymore. No, does nobody clap when we land anymore? Or everybody gets so fucking cynical these days. Nobody claps I remember when they used to clap when the plane landed. But then again, I was fucking 5 years old going to Disneyland and shit. Everybody was probably happy. But nobody claps anymore. What happened? Look, to be honest, my flights were at nighttime, so maybe niggas were sleeping or tired or whatever. But holy fuck, nobody claps. The airline I was on did not have TVs. Damn, they didn't have shit, honestly. They didn't have TVs. They didn't have fucking chargers in the seats. And maybe I just haven't went on a plane in a long time, but I do not remember planes being so fucking loud. It's there's a window open or some shit. The planes are so goddamn loud now. Maybe I was just flying Spirit Airlines or something, but holy, I have Sony WHCH 700Ns. They're noise canceling. I know they're a few years old. I don't think they're as good as the WHCH 710Ns, but they do the job. And these barely worked on the plane because it was so loud. I don't know if we sat right next to the engine or something, but it's just holy cow. I want to talk about Jeen-Yuhs. If you don't know, Kanye has a documentary out on Netflix right now called Jeen-Yuhs, Jeenyuhs. So there's this guy named Cootie, and he had this video series. I don't know if it was on TV or not. It had to have been because it was 2001, but he had this TV series called Channel Zero, where he would go and he was the no jumper for rappers back then, or TMZ. He was TMZ for rappers. And he would just go and like do interviews with like all the rappers, big and small, no matter what, right? He saw Kanye before everything and decided, this dude is gonna make it big. I'm gonna stop everything I'm doing. Fuck Channel Zero. I'm gonna stop everything I'm doing to just record this man for like 20 years. And that's what Cudi did. So we got a very inside look at Kanye during the sessions of College Dropout and Late Registration. I don't want to spoil it, but if you didn't watch it, fuck you. Once Graduation came out, not even that, once his mom died, something changed in him. He had no one of support. He had no one telling, I guess he had a bunch of yes men around him, I don't know, but he had no one to like ground him and calm him down and I guess remind him of, I don't know, the real world or something. So he isolated himself and just kept working no matter what after his mom died. And it got him to where he was, and it got him to where he is now. But it fucked up his relationship with Cudi. It fucked up his relationship with a lot of people. And I mean, we see him now, and we've seen him do everything. And that can all be contributed or attributed, I don't know the word, to his mom's passing. And it's very sad, bro. It's like, man. But I also love how it gives you like an insight on Kanye, and it makes you look at him as like not at everything changed, or he went Hollywood after his mom died, or he changed when he started dating a white girl Kardashian. It didn't. That's not how it was. You know, he just didn't have any support, and that's who he turned into. And in many ways, he's still the same guy, but in too many ways, he's not anymore. And we saw that after the graduation after party, and he was drunk, and he saw Cudi, and Cudi was like alienated. It felt weird. It felt like they weren't friends anymore. It felt like they weren't close anymore. It felt like Kanye was a completely different person than who he was literally like 3 years ago. And it was crazy, bro. Like, nigga, like Cudi was pulling up to the sessions, and Kanye was like, yo, don't record. Don't record me. Cudi wasn't even there for that nigga Kanye. He asked like, I don't know, DMX or some shit to record his shit. And Kanye was like there, and Kanye was like, yo, don't record me. Which is crazy, because literally an episode before, Kanye and Cudi were going into somebody else's session and was like, yo, if they say don't record, fuck it, but we're gonna record. Like, but now he's like, it's so good. It's so good. And it really gives you the insight on it. Like, it just solidifies my take that Kanye is like one of the greatest minds of this generation. And we shouldn't look at him as just like the crazy black dude who got rich and turned on his people or some shit. Because that's I don't know, my family likes to think like that. But the thing is, they're just not open, you know? They're not open. Literally, like, we was watching a little bit of the documentary, and they were just like, like, nigga, like, we was watching the fucking car crash, everything, and he was in the hospital, and they were putting the wires on him and shit, and they were like, ew, they were recording him doing that, and they were like, yeah, oh, that's Kanye, he's crazy like that, that's what he does, crazy ass. Like, bro, like, what? Like, you're not listening, you're not watching it, you're looking at the shit, and all you're thinking about is everything he did afterwards and all of the bad shit of him you have in your mind, and just basing off your opinion straight off of that. I just hope I don't end up becoming that person when I'm old, because that's just gonna suck. I don't want kids telling me that I'm a fucking boomer and a Karen for the rest of my life. That's I can see how old people would get pissed at that. Like, Also, let's stop calling 30 and 40-year-olds old. They're not. They're not old. I know, I do that too. Let's stop doing that though. Because now there's this joke that if you're fucking past 25, you're pushing 40. And I feel like that's going to end up becoming normalized and inadvertently fuck up people's minds. Because the thing is, I don't know where I got this from, so don't take it with a grain of salt. It's an actual fact. If you think you're old, you're going to age more. I don't know how it happens, but it's a fact. Looked it up. If you look at yourself as old, then you're gonna feel old. And if you feel old, your body is gonna like react accordingly and start doing shit that makes you actually feel old. So when I look at Kanye and think, damn, this nigga's 45. Or when I look at Tyler dresses old as fuck. Nigga dressed like he's in the fucking 70s. But like when I look at Kanye and think, damn, he's 45 and he's doing that, I'm like, oh wow, that's awesome. He must look at himself as not old. He said it in a documentary, like he got to do everything because he only has 100 years on here. Euphoria review. Yes, I know niggas hate it, yada yada. It's the trend, so niggas hate on popular shit. Look, I didn't say nothing when y'all niggas was going crazy for One Piece. I didn't say nothing when y'all niggas are going crazy for Attack on Titan. I didn't say nothing when y'all niggas was going crazy for Demon Slayer. So let me have my fucking moment and freak out about Euphoria. This was the most Riverdale season ever. I don't hate it yet, but if they do some more crazy shit like what they're doing, I'm gonna end up hating it. I think my two favorite episodes are the one all about Nate's dad, the one that starts off with that intro that like shows you why Nate's dad is who he is. Cal, his name is Cal. Why Cal is who he is. And I think that's also the episode where he went on that bender. Yeah, that definitely had to have been. And my other favorite episode, it has to be the one where Rue got, what's the word? An intervention. Because the cinematography on that was fucking beautiful. I think there were no cuts in that whole scene, like the whole intro scene where the mom was like, yo, I flushed the drugs down the toilet and she's looking for her and she's breaking shit and all of that. And the camera's following her the whole time and then she just hears a voice in the distance. I told her. And then it goes to Rue turning around and seeing Hunter Schafer, I forgot her fucking name, Jules and fuck ass Dominic in the back and shit. And it's so cool. Now see, look. This is the dichotomy of the show. This is the dichotomy of Euphoria. They can have some amazing shit like that and then do some stupid Riverdale shit where she jumps out the car and starts running from the cops and shit. That's what I'm talking about. Like, what? Come on. What the fuck was that? Also, why didn't they finish off the story with the drug dealer? Like, the drugs her mom flushed down the toilet, she got it from that lady. And I could have sworn that lady said that I will sell you to bad people if you fuck me over. Like, I didn't see that scene. Where was that scene at? No, they showed it when she woke up and she was naked or something. Like, I guess nothing happened. Because that didn't matter. Because Zendaya didn't go through that thinking, holy fuck, did I just get fucked in my sleep? She didn't go through that thinking, holy fuck, did that lady just put me on whatever that drug was and now I'm addicted? No, she didn't go through any of that shit. She talked to Ali again, went to rehab, and boom, everything's okay now. Like, I wanted to see Rue hit her lowest rock fucking bottom. And in some ways they showed that. You know, it's like, why the fuck is she robbing people? Why is she hiding in trash cans and running from dogs and the cops and shit? That's crazy. But when you do all of that and then at the end of the episode you just go to rehab and everything's okay now, I need more. That's not satisfying. I don't need Dominic Fike to sing a 3-minute song for the whole plot point to just end like that. That's not satisfying. Shout out to Cassie, Sydney Sweeney. Definitely the best character this whole season. Her whole story arc was she fell in love with Nate on episode 1. And I love how the whole time they were trying to do this. Will she, won't she date Nate? Will Nate, won't Nate date her or tell Maddie? Will she, won't she find out or try to get back with Nate, which will end up coinciding with Cassie? I loved that, but I don't like how it just concluded with a stupid ass meme. Hey Cassie, are you fucking Nate Jacobs? Oh no, she knows now. What's gonna happen? Nothing, because this is not your episode. It's Rue's episode, and we're gonna follow Rue now. Rue's out the house, so fuck what they got going on. Fez and Lexi's storyline was awesome. I like their shit. I wish they would have got more time together, but I think they made up for it at the end when they showed all the phone calls and shit. Shout out to Lexi, man. I love that she's actually becoming a real character now, not just the side character who wore the Bob Ross costume that one time. And also, like, what the fuck did you guys do to Barbie for cats? Why did you guys do that to her? Her whole storyline was that she has borderline, and one of her personalities does not fuck with her boyfriend. So she broke up with her boyfriend. And that lasted, like, that whole storyline was like 2 episodes long. Not even 2 episodes. That whole storyline was like 20 minutes long. And then that's it. Okay, fine. I can excuse that for, like, all of the fire storylines they had. Like, Cal and Nate. And also, one more thing. You remember when Cal, like, came back from that bender and then pissed on the floor and then, like, went on this monologue about, like, all his sons and, like, started talking about them and shit and his wife and shit, you know? Who the fuck was that other guy next to Nate? I've never seen that nigga in my life. Was he ever, like, who is that? That's his brother? Who the fuck is that nigga? I've never seen that nigga. They've never talked about that dude. What was he doing when Nate was stalking Maddie in season 1 and then choked her out and then went to jail? What was he doing? Where was he at when Nate snuck into his dad's room and watched him fuck trans people? Where was that? Where was that? Who is this nigga? Where did he come from? But he didn't even say anything that whole time. He just said, Dad, what are you doing? Like, who is that? It's okay, fine, I guess. Nate has a brother for some reason, and he's sexy as fuck, and nobody pays attention to him, I guess. Okay. Storyline and Fez's and Lexi's storyline is the best this season. Rue's storyline is cool too, you know, rehab and shit, drugs, I don't know, I feel like it hit harder in season 1. I don't know. I feel like it hit harder in season 1 because she had people to, like, depend on, and it was like there's people she was rooting for. She still had people that, like, were rooting for her in season 2, her family. But in season 1, it hit harder, like we know the meme of her sister coming out the corner like, Rue, you okay? That hit harder in season 1 for some reason. I don't know why. Like the scene where, like, her sister was smoking weed with them little twins and shit. Like, that was cool because it was like, holy fuck. Like, I'm a drug addict and you try your hardest to stop me from being an addict, and now I see my shit is rubbing off on you and you hanging out with these little ass fuck nigga ass twins. Like, that's cool, like, this girl, I'm in love with her. I love her to fucking death. She doesn't want me to do drugs because it's gonna be the death of me. So I'm gonna try my hardest to not do that because she loves me. But now it's like she doesn't even fuck with Jules this season. Like in the season finale, Jules went over there and was like, "Hey, I love you. And she just walked away. Like, bitch, that's tough. Shout out to her for like overcoming shit or whatever the fuck she got going on. But don't disrespect Jules like that, because this whole season she was trying to holla at you, letting you know that she still is in love with you and she's sorry that she left you at the train at the end of season 1. And we saw those 2 episodes where you was talking with Ali in the diner and she was talking with a therapist, and y'all was both just going on for literally an hour saying how much you guys love each other. We're not gonna act like that didn't happen. So why the fuck are you being so standoffish to her? Is it because of the intervention? Because you know that shit made you happier. So why are you doing this to her? I don't know. That's just fucked up. And I honestly feel like 30% of that is all Dominic's fault. Fuck that nigga Dominic, bro. Where did he... For the longest time, I thought that nigga was either Young Lean or that British dude. Because, you know the guy, Mad-I-Am, you know that song? He made that song. It was called like Mazza or something. That was the album, right? It was like a tree. Slow tie. Bro, I don't know why, but I thought Dominic Fike was slow tie for the longest. But fuck that nigga, bro. Fuck. He came in the show as the cool dude who does drugs and plays guitar. You know, Rue likes that shit, so she becomes friends with him. And Jules gets jealous, tries to jump into shit, ends up cheating on Rue. But Rue doesn't know that, right? Rue doesn't know that. But Rue's still gonna, like, be standoffish to Jules. No matter how hard Jules only cheated on her because Rue said she was doing drugs with fucking Dominic. And she was just acting like it was okay. She was like, man, get off my shit, bro. Like, just like, stop being a poser. Stop being a loser, dude. You know what? Get me out the car. Get me out the car. Fuck Baby Keems. Fuck Yeet. Get me out the car now. I don't want to be next to this girl. That's the only reason why she cheated. So we not even gonna act like Jules didn't have the best intentions for you, because she did. Fuck Dominic, bro. That nigga did nothing. He came in, got Rue on drugs, got Jules to cheat, and then dipped. And then played a song, and everything's back to like, it was a good season. That's the end of the Xlirt Podcast.